Don't see nothing now. Yeah, telling you, I think you guys. I think it's like Facebook. Think you gotta go to YouTube on a separate page and
This right
hit go
here,
lot.
this right here does. I mean, I never did anything out of out of here. It just automatically did it.
Well, pull
There
it
we
up
go.
on your
All right.
phones.
We're
Is it
live. We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
okay? Did it connect it finally?
We are live to YouTube. Welcome to Experts of Very Little. My name is the show. We have Mose Nose and we have John. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty
Doing
good.
pretty
Be better
good.
if I get over this cough.
Oh heck, you ain't sick.
Been been a little bit of
Well,
a battle day for me with the lock solenoid on a truck, but we got it figured out. Got it figured out. Been a little bit of crazy.
Okay, well, we've got some things to talk about. We're going to really focus on college football today because holy cow, we've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of things to talk about, tons of drama. The college football playoff was released. So many narratives to talk about, but we have to immediately talk about Sherrone Moore getting let go from the University of Michigan. And I know it's been talked about by a ton of different personalities, and for good reason because this was an absolute shocker. And the more details that come out, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that drama that that first drops when you're first hearing about something, and all of a sudden it just keeps getting worse and worse, almost by the minute.
hmm
So where things sit right now, according to what I understand, is he got let go because of cause, because he was inappropriate relationship with another staffer, and apparently from the other details that I got was that he got this staffer pregnant, and so the more that it kind of rolled down the hill, the more that it came out that now the police were looking for him. He ended up getting detained. More details came out, said he went over to her house and threatened to kill her and himself because all the news broke. It's kind of been a wild, wild thing. Now, from what Josh Pate said, I was watching his video. He said this has kind of been known for a couple months now. He said that they were the rumblings and the agents of other coaches and stuff are not surprised that this has came out, because it's been kind of been talked about it being investigated, and it finally has broken loose. But what he also said was they were trying to wait till maybe a slip up of a game they weren't supposed to win to get rid of him, to fire him because of performance. But they kept winning those games barely. They didn't play well, but they kept winning those games. And then I think they went 9-3. Aren't they 9-3?
9-3. Yep.
Yes.
yes.
So, and they're like, well, you can't fire him when he's 9-3. So then they fired him because of this. This has just spiraled way, way out of control. It's a crazy story now. What are your guys' thoughts on this right now?
It's
Wow.
this came out of left field for us fans. I know. I mean, like I know I talked to you guys right before we got on there. Like college football coaching circuit, this the best job just opened up today for it. I
Yeah.
mean, and just unbelievable circumstances behind it. It's just like it's wild. I mean, what's going on with those universities up in Michigan on those jobs with you got Sherrone Moore and then Mel Tucker a few years ago? Like what is going on? I mean, it's just
Yeah. Which,
I
by the
mean,
way,
so was him and the staff and the staff member were they in a relationship or something? I
kind of
mean,
sounds like it. I mean, that
That's
she's
yeah.
pregnant.
so I guess they have a policy that like nothing like that. I mean, like the Boston Celtics coach that got fired a couple years ago for his relationship with the staff member and stuff like that. I mean,
Well,
it's
also,
just
I'm sitting there thinking, okay, not a lot of universities will let this that much information come out, and they were
Right.
kind of just throwing out the information of
yeah,
basically
because I
inappropriate
mean,
relationship.
Because if they came out and just fired him without no information, people like there'd have been an uproar among fans. Like this dude just went 9-3. He beat Ohio State the last year and stuff like that. What are we doing? He's on the right path.
Yeah.
So I feel like they did that. Like hey, there's a reason why we did that. We just didn't do it because we did it because it was needed. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, when
but
I saw it come across my phone today, I was like, holy moly. And then, of course, I think the next report that came across was that he had been, picked up by the police. And then the story as to why, what transpired after his firing. I'm like,
so
holy moly.
so is he married?
Yeah.
Yes, with 3 kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so that because I was going to say it'd been as simple as, hey, let's tell this staffer quit your job. I'm getting paid millions of dollars to be the coach. We can be in a relationship. Just quit your job. But since he's already married with 3 kids, he
Okay.
wanted to
Hmm.
keep that under the wrap. I mean,
So here's another thing that was this particular staffer, and I don't know if this is reliable information or not, but I saw that this staffer's pay increased by 51% this year. It went from like 58,000 to $90,000 this year.
Wow.
it's a big race.
Golly. I need one of those type of raises.
Like this is a wild situation. At Michigan, nonetheless. Like they've already had the scandals. He's already been suspended for some of these scandals, or for the the Spygate and whatever. But sign stealing, sorry. But now this happens after probably the craziest summer of coaching searches and schools letting coaches go that I've seen, maybe since I've watched college football.
Oh, yeah.
What do
So
they
where did
do now for their college search?
make Lane Kiffin say no?
Yeah.
I saw
Uh,
I saw Portnoy said that about Lane, and then Lane responded on X and said, "No, how about this? How about you come to Ole Miss and we would be unstoppable? I'm sorry, LSU, and we'd be unstoppable."
yeah,
So
I don't I don't know. I mean, what coach? Because you can't go out and get a James Franklin or anything or Lincoln because you'd have to pay millions of dollars to buy their contracts out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any assistants that are
Well,
been connected to Michigan or are from Michigan or
one
anything
that
like that.
one that kind of come across my mind earlier was that, I mean, even though he's currently working on being bought out at Ohio State to go join Tennessee, is what about Jim Knowles? His name's been tossed around for a couple big coaching jobs.
mhm.
I mean, why not go get a guy like that who, I mean, you're not going to get, like you said, you're not going to go get a Lane Kiffin. You're not going to get a James Franklin. You're not going to go be able to go get a big name guy because most of those have
Well,
already signed. They're
there
settled.
there there is a big name that they could go get, but he's in the middle of a division title race because he was their coach a couple years ago when they went to go call Mike McDonald. Make Mike McDonald tell you no.
Uh, I mean, there's one other guy that I
All
can think
right.
of that
Hey,
currently is not
there's
that
an
does not have a
there
job.
there there's another one. There's another one that may not have a job at the end of this year. Jim's brother, John.
I
Uh,
saw that. I did see that one. That was interesting.
I was talking about Mike Gundy, but
Oh,
I mean,
get
No,
John,
no,
stop.
no.
He's
Stop.
hey,
Give
washed.
listen,
up on the Mike Gundy
I'm
thing.
just saying.
I tell you, John, his job is going to be in TV.
Washed.
you said, oh, he's going to have a big time job.
Well,
His job is going to be in TV.
so
In
I
TV.
know I just recently talked to somebody who golfs with him and his brother quite often. Um, quite often.
Where are you
And he
going with
said,
this?
just a few months back, he was like, I would have said 100% he's coaching this year. And his brother has said the same thing. But it sounds like he's starting to love retirement. So
That's what I told you.
Gundy has, well, and that's the thing though, because like the person I talked to was saying, after talking to him and his brother, for this whole time, yeah, he's 100% in on coaching. He's not done. He still has things he's got left to do, and now he's loving retirement, and there may be a chance where he don't ever coach again,
So
and it'd be his choice.
pretty certain when he got fired, I mentioned that. I said, "What? Why wouldn't he just walk away?" And you argued with me and said,
Well, because
"No,
of
he's
his
gonna
ego,
coach. He's gonna coach."
100%. Because he's got a chip on his shoulder. Why would he not want to go coach? And why would he not want to win? And that's just Mike Gundy. That's because of who he
Because
is.
this ain't the style of college football that he likes coaching in. That's why
Okay,
he hasn't liked it in years. I mean, it's just, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. That's why Saban got away. That's why you see a lot of these
Oh,
college basketball
100%.
coaches stepping away. Like, I mean,
is
Gundy just was, like you said, his ego and stubbornness. He didn't walk away when he probably should have. When he saw the landscape, he kept on staying, but instead of and fought it a little bit. Well, I mean, look, you got Dab. You know, hey, maybe call
I mean,
Dabo
they've shown
Sweeney. Clemson
interest in him
fans are
before. Is the only reason why I brought his name up. I don't know why you don't, why they wouldn't
Clemson
do it.
fans are kind of riled up and
Yeah.
upset. Maybe
Dabo could do
maybe
something.
call
Maybe go get
Dabo.
Dabo Sweeney.
Here's the thing. DeBoer's name has been.
Oh, I don't think that fool's
Kalen
going
DeBoer.
anywhere.
But you guys are going to have to educate me on that. Why is the even being talked about? Like his name was being talked about with Penn State. Is he a northern guy, northeastern guy?
I
I
I
think
didn't
so. I
know
think he
anything
won
about
at
him until he
he
got
won
cut
at
from
won at
Cincinnati.
won at yeah, he won at Sioux Falls, stuff like
Yeah.
that, and then one at Fresno State. He's won, like when the guy we're about to talk about in a minute, Curt Cignetti. Kalen Boer's another guy that's won every place he's been.
Yeah, just Google him.
And I could see Kalen DeBoer. Okay, you got Alabama, but it's right after Nick Saban. All this pressure. Yeah, you made the playoffs this year, SEC championship. What if OU beats them next Friday? Okay, that's 10-4. You know those Alabama fans are going to be riled up. Okay, what if Michigan does call you? If I'm him, I am listening. Hey, because now you're not following a guy that won a national championship. Now you're following a guy that's kind of put a little smear on the name of Michigan, and you might have a little bit less pressure, more leadway to clean up the image a little bit.
So how good of a job is Michigan's? Where'd you rank it?
It's a blue
Yeah, I was
blood.
going to say
It's
This is what I thought too.
I mean,
But again,
they
Josh
could
Payne
really
also
go
said,
get
go ahead.
anybody they want and pay the guy. It doesn't matter. I mean, money is no issue.
Now, this is exactly what Josh Payne said as well. I'm not saying I take everything he says as gospel, but he also said, I think it's a great job. I think it's a blue bud job, but maybe other people don't. We could see here that they might get in trouble a little bit. I don't know. I'm genuinely confused where they go from here. I know they should be able to call anybody. I mean, crap. Lincoln Riley's name got tagged in it. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Lincoln Riley in the north in the cold like that. I don't see that at all, boys. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. They just got the #1 recruiting class next year.
He's not
hey,
going to.
Brian Kelly. Brian
Oh,
Kelly.
no kidding.
He's a northern guy.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
but
it
my
be
goodness.
something? I mean, they try to push Ben Roethlisberger tried to push Tomlin off on Penn State. Old Tomlin head up
Yeah.
there to Michigan. I like Tomlin. He's
I'm telling you, Jim Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, they may not be coaching the Ravens and Steelers next year, or John Harbaugh. Sorry,
yeah.
like just like Andy Reid may not be with the Chiefs next year. There's rumors out there that there's a couple of these long-term coaches are looking for a change.
So realistically, moving forward for Michigan, who do you think it is? I mean, I'm saying that won't give me the one name. I want to know, like, is it a current head coach? Is it a coordinator? Is it somebody from the NFL? Is it somebody? In your opinion, who are they? Are they going to get a big name, or are they going to have to get?
I think they're going to have
I
to
think
settle for a coordinator at this point because all the big
the
names are
name
gone.
the name that's perfect for him, but I don't know if he'll leave and go back, is Jim Harbaugh. Perfect for it, was perfectly suited for him, but can you entice him to leave the Chargers to leave the NFL again?
Yeah.
Because I think Harbaugh wants to try to go get a Super Bowl, which I don't know if the Super Bowl will ever happen. I mean, it's hard, but I think they're going to go get a big name, but I think we're going to have to wait because I think it's going to be an NFL guy.
Think so?
I think it's going to be a guy in the NFL, and then
Okay.
college football is a little bit more intriguing for NFL guys now
Well,
because it's kind of ran like the
the
NFL.
timing of this after signing day. I mean, Michigan had already had their ducks in a row on this. They
Mhm.
knew what
Yeah,
they were
they knew
doing.
what they were doing.
They knew it was coming. They was doing the investigation. They as far as I know right now from the information I know, it was a staffer, so it wasn't like she was underage, but it's still against policy. So but for him to go off the rails like this,
Mhm.
what else is hiding underneath that? Like, I mean, he gets busted, he gets caught, and okay, you're gonna have to explain to your wife and your kids. Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't an underage situation. So I don't know why he's going so psycho unless because here's the thing. I want you guys to tell me this, and again, Josh Pate. I just watched the video. I don't think I'm like in love with Josh Pate. I don't have a poster of him in my wall in here, but he did say, if Sherrone Moore left Michigan, okay, right now, he left Michigan. This how you could tell. This how he could tell if he was like a big name or not. Who is kicking down his door to have him come coach them?
Nobody.
Mid major, the mid major.
Exactly.
That's why he went crazy. Is because he knows unless he went on and won a national championship or whatever, which he very well could have in a year or two, but now he don't got that opportunity. Sure, he knows this is the best job he's going to get maybe ever.
Ever. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, he screwed up, man. Man, that's crazy. Well, yeah. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see there on that Michigan front, and it's definitely a crazy storyline. But I'll tell you what, he's dead. They're definitely. I don't think they're not going to find a Curt Cignetti.
Nope.
This dude, guys, I don't. Now here's the thing. I they kind of roast me on online about whenever I was talking about Bob Stoops, and I quoted it wrong a little bit because he didn't necessarily wasn't really going to go to Florida per se. In his book, he actually mentioned that he didn't really have a lot of interest at the time because he wanted to stay at OU. But I made it sound like he was definitely going to go to Florida. However, the interest was there. Okay, um, they're calling this the greatest turnaround in college football history, and I would agree. However, people quickly forget that Bob Stoops took a pretty garbage OU team and in 2 years won the national championship.
Yeah.
The reason why I'd argue for Kurt is because OU was a monster, been a beast,
Yeah.
and it was a sleeping giant waiting to be open, which I kind of feel like that about Nebraska job a little bit. You get the right resources and stuff going in some of those programs that are sleeping giant. Indiana was they might have a career losing record in their history.
Oh,
Like
Very possible. Absolutely.
what's the,
like in their 150-year history, like Indiana scares us. No, like I mean, but now, like I mean, so like I saw a tweet the other day. It's kind of funny. It's like NIL becomes real. You can do it. Curt Cignetti takes over Indiana, and they're maybe the top three program in the whole nation the last couple of years.
Mhm.
He said, so you're telling me for the last 150 years, Indiana's the only one that Indiana's the only one that didn't know you could pay players.
yeah. Here's how you know that Indiana is not a powerhouse football program, historically anyway, not just here. If I was to play NCAA football and I wanted to start at a kind of a lower school and build my way up, Indiana would be one of those choices
And then,
of like,
yep,
let's see what I can do with Indiana first. You know,
yep.
like this is unbelievable. And they played, and honestly, when they went to Oregon, I didn't think they would win, and they did. And then they come into this game. I just thought Ohio State's a bit more talented. It's going to, I think Ohio State's going to handle business. You two picked Indiana. I picked Ohio State. This dude, he walks around with so much confidence. It's addicting. It's so attractive, the
Mhm.
confidence he walks around with, because he's literally like, I'm 64 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I 50. I was watching an interview. He said when I was 50 years old, I was still in there, and I was there with Saban, and I was getting passed up for coordinator jobs, and I realized I want to be a head coach. So that's why I went down a level to coach, and then went to James Madison. He said, actually, I was happy with James Madison. I could have stayed there and retired, no big deal. Indiana called me and said, made a pretty good pitch. I said, okay, let's do it. He's so like, oh, okay, fine, no big deal. He said the extension he got took a minute and a half. The guy popped into his office and said he was watching film. Popped into his office and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about a deal. Can we call you representatives?" He said, "Yeah, sure." I freaking love this dude.
Yeah. I mean,
He's good, man.
Dude.
He's got his players believing in him because his confidence. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Dabo in his early years at Clemson. Like
yeah.
took over a program that, and then just the players that are just run through a wall for him because that confidence just oozes out of him. He thinks any given day we're going to beat the crap out of him. And so, like, I mean, I'm telling you, you see that in your coach, like you're like, oh, okay, yeah,
Absolutely.
we're it. We are it. Let's go do this. Like, I mean,
who's not going to go and try and run through a brick wall for a guy like that?
I love this dude, man. I love it because Indiana's they're really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying when I say this, don't take it wrong. They're not a threat to Oklahoma as far as historically. I say that because the teams. That's why we always root against the Alabamas, and we root against the LSU's, and we root against the USC's and the Notre Dames and all that because they're historically up there with OU and they're battling all the time. Indiana, let's freaking go. I know that OU plays Alabama here. If they beat Alabama, they go play Indiana. So obviously I'd be rooting for OU, but
right.
Yeah, I mean, if Indiana end up winning it all, who's mad?
Nobody.
No.
That's the team I'm hoping to win.
I mean, I clearly hope OU wins because they're in the playoff. But if it's not OU, I wouldn't mind Indiana or Texas Tech winning it. I mean,
yeah.
And John might disagree on the Texas Tech, but
no, I would be okay with the Big 12 team winning it. I don't care. I mean, they absolutely destroyed Oklahoma State. So yeah, sure. Why not?
New things are on the horizon, John. New things are on the horizon.
Yes, they are, baby.
Okay. Hey, so with that, Johnny Manziel is kind of throwing a little bit of shade on Fernando Mendoza. He quoted, "We got basic fade routes being called Heisman moments now. I've really seen it all. Congrats to Indiana, though. That's a heck of a win." That I put that quote up there because when's the last? Is this one of the weakest Heisman candidates being sent to the presentation in recent memory, or do you have one on top of your head?
Last couple of years have been kind of just
watered down,
non-exciting.
Yeah,
non-exciting. Like I mean, non-exciting. Like I mean.
Out of this list, Jeremiah Love is fantastic. I mean, if you were going to ask me who the
player on there right now,
I was going to say,
yeah, that's my Heisman winner. If I had a vote, it's Jeremiah Love. But you got Fernando Mendoza, led him to undefeated season, first Big Ten title forever, number one seed in the playoff. I mean, you got Julian Saint.
I'll tell you what,
right there
the
with
most
them.
exciting player to watch on this is Diego Pavia, and he'll probably finish last.
Yeah, I like watching Opavia. I wouldn't pick Julian Sayin simply because, and this is again, it's going to be a little bit of a knock to him, because of the team he's on. His team is so stinking loaded.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Diego and Fernando. I mean, tell me these four first names, or even last. Tell me these Fernando and Diego are Heisman finalists. You never would have thought that. But in my opinion,
playing soccer.
In my opinion, Jeremiah Love's the most talented person on this. If I'm going to the NFL, I think he's going to be the most talented.
And hopefully the Chiefs can draft him.
Well, I'd say John would draft him in fantasy, but he traded the pick away like he does all his picks.
I definitely let's remind folks. I would be finishing last in football.
John, we got a fantasy league, baseball and football, and John finished last place in both of them. And he traded the He traded the first overall pick in our next year's draft
John.
away in both leagues.
Yeah,
John.
this year in fantasy football, there's nobody. You look at my roster; it's not a 2-win roster. Okay, so get out of here.
So anyway, I would again. I'm going to say Jeremiah Love's the best player on this list, but I still think simply because of quit yawning. God dang. My lord, I'm gonna start blocking you.
Jesus.
The most deserving on this list simply because of what we talked about a while ago, because it's Indiana. I think he's already got the award in the bag, is Fernando Mendoza. And it's not like he didn't even break 3,000 passing yards. But
No.
it's simply because he's on an undefeated Indiana Hoosiers team.
Yeah, that at the beginning of the year, somebody would have probably said they were in the playoffs, but nobody would have said that they'd be undefeated and the number one team in the nation.
I just, we going into this year, everybody assumed it was going to be Arch Manning. He's not even making the trip, boys.
No.
Nope. I mean, well, me and John from the beginning of the year said Nussmeier and Cade Klubnik. They're not even.
Neither one of them were on there. Okay.
You need to bring those back up. Those predictions, kind of like Big Cat did to Brandon Walker, and had a frame of Brandon Walker's 12 playoff teams, and it was Texas, LSU, Penn State. He had UNLV, Nebraska, and then no, he had a good three. He had Miami, Alabama, and Georgia, I think, or something like that. And he's like, yeah, you had a good middle, but the rest of them. And then his Heisman Trophy winner was Nussmeier. His champion was Penn State. Yeah,
he nailed it. So. Yeah. So, with that being said, here is your final college football playoff bracket, and I have got to tell you, I was in basically the green room at church, was playing music. We was about to go up on stage to play. We was in between sets, and I was watching this live. I was watching this the reveal show, and I assumed, OU 8 seed. That wasn't surprising, and I thought, okay, are we going to see Notre Dame or are we going to see Miami? And when they popped Alabama at 9, I wasn't like I freaked out in fear, because the way our motto is, OU's motto this year, it's like whoever we play. But I was so shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I think what were your guys' reaction?
I talked to you about it. I mean, we already played them. I just figured they'd do something different because we just saw this game about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely did not see that happening.
I figured either maybe make us go on the road to A&M or Ole Miss, or give us Notre Dame, Miami, or something. But I mean, I kind of figured after last week when we were 8 again and Alabama was right behind us. I was like, yeah, I said to myself, we're locked in at number 8. But I thought, okay, well, Alabama can maybe bump up and they can bump one of those other teams back. But it just goes to show you that they didn't really factor in those conference title games at all. It didn't punish Alabama, and it didn't really award Georgia, because the only thing it did was, who was the number 1 seed between Ohio State and Indiana? Oh, Indiana won, you're the number 1 seed. Ohio State, you're 2 seed. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. If BYU would have beat Tech, would they have got in, or would they have kept Tech in? I mean, I don't know.
I think they put both of them in, because you heard what they said. The committee said, they said this is the whole reason why they put Miami in over Notre Dame at the end, was they said they had the 3 teams. They had Notre Dame, Miami, and BYU, and they were all basically ranking them together. And I think they had Miami below BYU, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so they had Notre Dame, BYU, and then Miami. But they said as soon as BYU got beat, it's like they removed themselves from those 3, and that allowed them to go, oh, now we got to go head to head. So that's why they put in.
So if BYU would have won, Miami and James Madison would have been out.
Yeah. How would that have worked?
Because they wouldn't have put Miami in over Notre Dame, because BYU I mean, well, maybe BYU would have jumped Notre Dame and it would have been the head to head. But James Madison, I believe, are they the 12th seed?
James Madison's a 12 seed, yes.
So they would not have went in because you went with the 5 highest rated conference champions. That is their factor. Well, since Duke won, they were not rated higher than James Madison. So since James Madison won their conference championship and Tulane won their conference championship, with BYU not winning or whatever, so Tech was already ranked higher than them, so that helped them out. So
we got somebody here, Lawrence Palencia is asking our thoughts on if Texas should have got in, and Notre Dame as well in our live chats here. So
okay, so I'm gonna take you. I'll fast forward to you. I'm gonna answer the Notre Dame one, and I'll I'll chime in with the Texas as well. But on the Notre Dame one, here's my gripe.
Yes, it did, Alex.
Here's my gripe. Why didn't I don't know why people are still so upset about the BCS standings and the BCS rankings and blah blah blah. People hate them. I love the BCS. I loved it because I'm also an analytical guy. I like computers being able to do all these formulas and blah blah blah. What people forget about the BCS is they also had a human element to it. They went off some of the polls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this would have been the simulated BCS standings, final standings. It had been Indiana 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4, Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Notre Dame 9, Alabama 10, Miami 11, BYU 12. Okay.
Right.
Notre Dame would have got in this instance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard to argue. It is hard to argue with Miami beating Notre Dame. Probably should have been in over them. But yet, people, you're never going to make everybody happy. But I don't understand. You guys let me know. Why can't we just go back to like the BCS formulas or even adjust them a little bit and let them give us the BCS score of how the rankings are going to go?
I think we need to do something like that because obviously this, we heard strength of schedule, conference championships, we heard all these things were going to play a part into it. But when you start breaking it down and you look at strength of schedules, that was nowhere near. If that was an ounce of the equation, it was very minimal because it was just all over the place. But, I think, obviously with Miami, upsetting Notre Dame in the first of the year, okay, you could say, yeah, head to head. But then if that was the case, I'm going to also look at, okay, their quality of wins versus their losses. Miami had 2 terrible losses on their schedule. I mean, and their record showed, okay, yeah, they were a decent team, but they probably, out of everybody in this group, had the worst losses of all of them. So should they have really been in, even though they beat Notre Dame? No, I said Miami should have nowhere near been in. And so it was kind of tough for me because Notre Dame, I still think BYU should have been in. I mean, they've had 2 losses and probably 2 of the toughest losses. I mean, you lose to the number 4 team in the nation twice. What do? You know what I mean?
My thoughts on Texas is no, they did not deserve to get in.
They didn't.
I feel like other team. I feel like BYU probably should have been more. You lost to Florida, who didn't even make a bowl. You lost to Georgia. You lost to I forgot who else they lost to, but you got blown out at Georgia. And then, we beat OU, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you beat OU with the quarterback coming off thumb surgery.
Yeah.
You beat OU coming off with the quarterback coming off of thumb surgery. I mean, me and my boss just talked about we shouldn't have played Mateer that game against Texas.
I believe
we should have rolled with Hawkins.
I'm the
we
one
should have rolled with Hawkins and stuff like that.
Mm.
So, no, I'm sorry. Three losses, Alabama. Well, Alabama got that 3rd loss in the conference championship. If Texas would have been 10-2 going into that conference championship, then I would have the same. I would have the same opinion.
So
Alex Green, you had 3 losses.
He made a good point here. What I don't get is the only one of the 3 conference championships we're in, but all of a sudden, because one Power 4 conference missed, they replace it with 2 non-Power 4 conferences.
Yeah.
It's a top 5 rated conference champions. It doesn't have to be all Power 4, but we know those Power Four teams are going to be rated. But we see Duke was a Power Four team, but they went 8-5, won the conference championship, so they didn't get in.
We got an OU hater in here. Which, hey, T
That's all
Dog.
right. Yes, this guy and we keep talking about Texas. They didn't have to schedule Ohio State. You're correct.
No, not at all.
But they did.
Hey,
They did.
good for them though.
So
Good for them though.
Deal with it. They scheduled Texas.
here's the thing.
We scheduled Michigan. Beat them. Beat who you schedule.
Here's the thing.
Simple as that. You beat Ohio State, you're in it.
Here's the thing. And this is the easiest answer, and the one that most Texas fans don't want to hear is, well, you should have beat Florida. It's absolutely true. You should have beat Florida. They weren't a good team. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's almost like, if I compare it to like NFL terms, when you win, when you win the
Kentucky
division,
almost beat them.
When you win there's a couple teams. Mississippi State almost did, but almost only works with
horseshoes and hand
grenades. Yeah. If you're looking at the NFL style, okay, and you win your division the year before, you're going to naturally play the hardest schedule the next year, because that's how the NFL does things, right? That's why the Patriots right now, that's why the Bears right now were kind of rolling, because they had a really weak schedule, okay, and that's the Chiefs are struggling because they're playing juggernauts besides Dallas. But you're not going to sit there and say, well, well, the Chiefs got 7 losses, but it's because they played so and so. They played the game, though. It was the game they played, so you play the games. Yes, it did screw you in the college football playoff. It did. I truly believe if they didn't play Ohio State, they probably get in, because people love Texas. It's a big brand. They love to put them on TV.
Well, and I like the fact that they actually went out and scheduled Ohio State.
That was a great game too.
100%.
It was fun to watch.
It's one of those. Had they done it later on in the season, it could have been.
They don't schedule Ohio State. They're number one going into that red rivalry game.
I mean,
they beat OU.
There's a lot of things there, but also I look at it this way too. Yeah, they scheduled Ohio State. They lost to Ohio State, who was clearly one of the best teams in college football all year from front to back.
Yeah.
Did that loss really hurt them? I mean, there's some other losses that is what kept them out of the playoffs, and the Ohio State game is not it.
The Florida loss hurt them the most.
100%.
The Florida, and then I know it's Georgia, they're third-ranked team in the nation, but they went to Athens and they got boat roped.
Alex, who's your favorite team, Alex? So we know what we're talking about. He said, if Texas didn't play us, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'm assuming it's Ohio State. I'm assuming it's Ohio State. I want to go back up here, and we're going to touch on this. T-Dog said Alabama's going to stomp OU. It's not even funny. And you know what? the way that this college football season's went, maybe it does. It's got to be a disgusting game for OU to win, because our offense is absolutely just.
And that's how OU's been winning, his disgusting games.
That's it. Buckeyes. Yeah, he's a Buckeyes fan. But Alex, give me your thoughts on the whole Michigan stuff. Man, you'd be a good one to comment here, Alex. Let's see what old Lawrence said here.
Texas already came out and said that they're still going to honor their matchup with Ohio State and Michigan and stuff. So I mean, Bob Stoops said it best. They asked him before, why are you scheduling these people hard? He's like, I'm going to schedule who I schedule. You still got to beat them no matter what. Don't matter if it's Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, or Florida A&M. You got to beat whoever you play. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the motto of scheduling good teams early in the year in those non-conference games, because if you get a win against that, kind of like Miami did over Notre Dame. At the end of the year, it ended up benefiting Miami because they had head-to-head.
T-Dog throw a little Ole Miss, the best college football team. Man, listen, I think Ole Miss is great. It's without Lane, it's going to be a very tough situation. But they played well, and they only lost one game, and you could argue they should have beat Georgia too. So, let's see here. Some dark years. I liked one up here. Alex said Texas could argue. But they got hot way too late. Maybe next year, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to pick Ohio State to beat Texas next year. I mean,
Yep, me too.
that's what I'm going to do because I still think I know Indiana won. Okay, I still think Ohio State has the most talented roster. That should mean something going into this playoff.
Yes.
Okay. They just won
gonna
it
be
last year.
interesting.
It's not like they've never won it and they're trying to get over some hurdle. They just won it last year.
Correct.
Alex, Michigan sold their soul to beat you for those 4 years, and this is the year that it's kind of playing out for them with their coach and you guys beating them.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
did. They
Everything
sold their soul. We were miserable 4 years,
Sure.
winning the Natty, helped calm some nerves. Yeah, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly. And you know, Sherrone Moore is an Oklahoma Sooner. Come on, Sherrone. What are we doing, man? You're making us look bad. I want you to talk about. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go back up here real quick, and we're just going to kind of go over the games here. OU, Alabama. If you had to make a quick pick, real quick, what do you guys got?
OU.
OU, because I think the offense is going to waken up,
You think so?
and it's gonna be cold. Here's another thing: going to be cold. We're gonna have some people coming back. We're gonna have some people coming back on that defensive side that didn't play in the first game, or Mason Thomas.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, I I've seen things people would rather see Notre Dame against us because Notre Dame's strength against our strength.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama's strength ain't running that ball. I think in that SEC title game they put rushing yards this week for SEC teams, and there's only 2 playing, and Alabama was dead last with -3 rushing yards. So
Alex is going OU if they keep down Simpson. That's pretty stinking accurate.
Yeah.
John, what do you think?
As an Oklahoma State fan, I've said I hate to say it, but I think OU is going to win again. And I'll just leave it at that.
So it's so tough for me because I think I picked Alabama last time. They have a ton of people hurt. Alabama has a ton of people hurt right now. And they can't run the ball. We put Simpson in a blender. I've been hearing that term a lot. That's why I said it. That we put him in a blender last time. Can we do it again? Can we get some turnovers? I don't think it's going to be as big of a
1 second. Hey, thank you, Lawrence. We appreciate it. Hope you enjoy. See you again soon.
Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, good combos. Man, good combos. I think I don't think it's going to be as big of a yardage disparity as it was last time. They absolutely dominated us in yardage. I actually think that shrinks. At Norman, playoff game in December. I mean, this has never been seen. Like, this is a big, big deal. I'm going to pick OU this time. Again, I don't feel great about it, but that's kind of how OU's football season has been this year.
Here's a bigger question. Where are we watching the game at, Ben?
We need to be going to Norman. What you talking about? We need to figure it out, though. We need to watch it together.
Bit pricey.
Yeah, no kidding. We ain't got
just
that
go
kind of
to tailgate. You'll be all right.
Oregon, JMU. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. Oregon.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, Oregon.
Ole Miss,
Oregon,
Tulane.
yeah.
Oh, Ole Miss. They've already.
That we already saw that 45-17 earlier this year.
I mean,
Ole Miss.
Come on, seriously. I actually kind of hope Ole Miss wins. I kind of want them to win without Lane. Kind of get in this Golding era and kind of show something. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So, I don't really have anything against Ole Miss except that OU has never ever beat them in the history of college football. But you know what? It is what it is. Texas A&M and Miami, guys, at Texas A&M.
A&M.
You going with the U? Are you going with the U? I'm going to go with A&M. I'm gonna say A&M. I don't know though. I mean, that one's tough. That's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game.
Really good game.
Wait, Alex, you still on here? What's Alex gonna go in that one? A&M or the U?
I think that one could end up being the best game of them all.
It'll be fun. Yeah, OU and Alabama might be closer. It'll just be gross. It'll just be boring to the outside eye.
I said best game.
Yeah,
the most exciting one to watch.
18-16. OU,
I'd
Alabama.
much rather watch paint dry than watch OU in Alabama.
Yeah, I'm gonna go A&M. With that being said, pick your next matchup: Indiana and OU.
Indiana.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for me to pick. I mean, oh my gosh, that's just tough. just because I'm a homer, I'm going to go OU. Indiana might beat the crap out of us, but I'll say OU. Oregon and Texas
Hoosiers.
Tech.
I would love to see Tech win just because the Big 12. But
Texas Tech,
I'm going
Texas Tech,
Oregon Ducks.
I'm going
the Fighting
I'm
Patrick
going
Mahomes.
Tech too, boy. I'm going Tech.
Tech,
Although
Techie,
I love Dan Lanning. Georgia and Ole Miss.
Georgia.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to take it. Ohio State and Texas A&M. This could be interesting,
Dot the I. Ohio State.
but I'm going to take the better roster.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, I'm going to take the better roster for sure, and the coach and just everything about it. Now, is Hartline going to be coaching, or has he moved on?
He took
he's
it.
moved on.
He took another position, another job elsewhere. Head coach.
I don't think it matters in this game, but it could matter down the road. That would leave your next matchup would be Tech and OU, Mosby. Tech and Indiana, John.
Indiana.
Okay, this is where I draw the line. I'm gonna say Tech beats OU, and then Georgia versus Ohio State.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a matchup, a rematch of Indiana and Ohio State.
I'm gonna go Ohio State as well. All right, you got Indiana, Ohio State, John. Who's taking the championship?
Indiana.
Who do you got? Ohio State and who? OU?
Yeah.
Stop it, Mosby. If you pick OU, you better put some money.
This guy's he has fallen and hit his head today. He was talking about have a bad day. He forgot where he slipped and hit his dome.
No, I'm going back-to-back national champions. Ohio
I am
State
too.
Buckeyes.
I'm gonna say Ohio State wins again, but wouldn't that be crazy if OU won 6-3?
I think we have the defense to make a run.
The most
I think we have the defense to make a run.
Ryan Hartline went to USF.
We have the
South
we
Florida.
have the defense that people don't really want to play. They're not scared of our offense, but our defense is just weird. Like they could.
Well, so I saw a tweet last week. It said something about like, do I think OU could be the worst team in this playoff? This is before they announced James Madison. That was like, absolutely. But do I want to be the team to play to OU to find out? Absolutely
exactly
not.
Right.
I don't want to be.
That's exactly right. The bowl system we know now is officially dead. RIP. It was a nice run while it lasted. One of the bowl executives for On3 Sports. This is obviously after Notre Dame declined a bowl invite. There's been numerous other schools that have declined invites as well. I want to get your thoughts on them declining bowls, number one, and then I want you to get your thoughts on what happens to bowls.
I'm going to die on the hill that I posted my flag on, and this is college football's fault because most of your teams that have denied any bowl game has lost their head coach, getting a new roster. I mean, everybody's going to be entering the portal here soon. I mean, aside from the Notre Dame, who, was a little salty with the playoff bracket, but this is college football's fault. This is they've messed this up. They have nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah.
If you change the schedules and the coaching hirings, firings, the portals, all this, you got to change the timeline as to when this happens, or this will be a common thing. Even though the Big 12 teams are being fined $500,000 if they decline a bowl game, and 4 of them declined a bowl game. 4. They're writing a $500 check and saying, "Hey, sorry about you." This is college football's fault.
I agree. It's college football's fault. I mean, you got the NFL. Let's say John, me and you, our teams, for example. Let's say the Chiefs fire Andy Reid and Brian Schottenheimer because they don't make the playoffs. They cannot talk to a coordinator of a team in the playoff unless they're on a bye week or until the playoffs over.
Mm-hmm.
So the schedule change. Rick Pitino put it better. He's like, I can coach a team to number 1 seed, have a chance to make a run for a national championship, but I can finish that out and coach it out. But then at the end of the year, I'm able to leave or blah, blah, blah. And then my players are able to leave. It's a schedule. It's a schedule problem for college football, how they got it set up. the bowl system's been dying for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been dying for a while because of the schedule issue that college football has. Because they put such an emphasis now on these big bowls or these
Mm,
playoff games and stuff like that, that it's
right.
the bowl system's just like it just non-existent.
Here's
I mean, like if you're Notre Dame or you're OU or whatever, you don't make the playoff game, you're wanting to get a head start on the
yeah.
offseason. You're
Yeah.
wanting to get a head start on that.
Roger R with an interesting little comment here. The Cignetti effect. Coaches getting equals coaches getting fired. Interesting. Guy goes with our last topic, but it's hard to find a Cignetti, boys. That dude,
Oh,
I am just
100%.
enamored with Curt Cignetti, man. He is just the confidence is crazy.
Yeah.
You're right though. The bowl games, it's a sad deal. I don't know if they expand the college football playoff, whatever it is. I think, and I've heard it from numerous personalities. Man, it hadn't even happened yet, and I can't wait for these home playoff games. It is
Oh,
going to
I
be
think
It's
electric.
it's
it's going
electric.
to be fun, and it's a little bittersweet.
But college sports got to just change a lot of things. Like I mean, it's just not college football. You got in college basketball some of the biggest early season tournaments you have was preseason NIT, the Maui
Yeah.
Invitational, the Battle for Atlantis. Big teams aren't going there because you got that tournament in Las Vegas that's offering $1 million in NIL money.
Yeah.
Those teams are all going there.
Yep.
Going
All
there.
the
Like
traditional,
Could
the fun traditional, tournaments where you see teams never play each other actually go and
great,
play each other.
great, yeah. Great Alaskan shootouts non-existent anymore. Stuff like that. I mean,
Yep.
but now like it's just like some of these things that we grew up with. I mean,
could it
'cause I remember me and Ben just talked about the other day. The Holiday Bowl was a good bowl. The
Yeah.
Alamo Bowl. I mean, back in the day.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's
it'd be
just they were
great
fun
time.
bowls to
Home of the
watch. I mean,
Cowboys. That's we played the Alamo Bowl almost every year. It seemed like.
Right. Could it be a thing to where, and I've seen some people, I saw one comment that said bowl games should be at the beginning of the year now. Just make a bowl game at the beginning of the year. Um, what if it was a thing, and this off the top of my head, just throwing this out there, maybe it's probably not even plausible, but what if you did do something like that and you had these teams like Texas scheduling Ohio State, the big games there at the beginning of the year? What if they put in some kind of thing that said you cannot hold that game against them because it's almost kind of like an exhibition, however it goes against your record?
well, the big bowls wouldn't be part of that because they're part of the playoff
Yes,
system.
it would be
So
the smaller, yeah.
it's just smaller bowls, and if they want to do it, I think that's a great idea. But how much big name schools are you going to get? Like, I
Right.
mean, the Holiday Bowl is usually a Big 12 and Big 10. So what you'd have an Iowa versus an Iowa State.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good for the Holiday Bowl. You have it at the beginning of the year. They already play each other. Okay, put some emphasis on it. Give them get if the winner of that gets $500,000 in NIL or
Yeah.
500 or 5 million in NIL money, something like that. I think that's the way you change it. Is okay. I know before it's like, oh, what's the swag we're getting for this bowl?
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're getting all this swag. Well, now it's about money. Okay, now all these bowls. I don't think this is the team's fault. This is where these bowl committees and college football they got to change and put some emphasis on it. Okay, so you're gonna tell me that if the Alamo Bowl called BYU and said, "Hey, you come to this, you're guaranteed 1 million in NIL money, but if you win it, you get 5 million." You're gonna tell me BYU is going to turn it down?
So
No, they're probably going to go.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, they
mean,
would definitely have to do something. I don't know. I wish that it would just get back to, I like the college playoffs. I think the structure that they're going to, I think, is a good thing.
where does it end?
Um,
How many teams?
I think
Well, I think it's going to 16 next
they're
year,
going to
which is great that
16.
you have. I think it's great that you have this figure of Marcus Freeman because did you see the clause that if they're in the top 13 when it
You
goes to
mean this
16,
one right
that
here? Notre Dame
yeah,
will be
yes,
assured of making the playoff. It is ranked in the top 12 starting next year. If the playoff expanded to 14 teams and there are more at-large berths added to the field from 7 to 9, Notre Dame is guaranteed to the field if it's ranked number 13 or better. Now, I want to start off by saying this. This is why people don't like Notre Dame. No offense,
100%.
Notre Dame fans. But this is the crap that people don't
well,
like.
Why don't other
well,
teams
I
go
will,
independent like
I,
this? I mean, you're
well, I,
guaranteed.
well, I will counter. Smart business by Notre Dame.
Well,
No,
it is.
it's
Maybe that's
smart.
why. Maybe that's why there wasn't as big of a fuss this year. Is because hey, we know we're going to 14, 16 teams. We got this clause already set in stone that we're part of. We negotiated this.
Yeah.
It ain't changing. You ain't changing on us. So hey, have your fun this year. But we know for years on we're going on. I mean, you say why don't other teams go independent, John, like this? Okay, well, if BYU goes independent, if OSU goes independent, are they going to have the success in the pool that Notre Dame has? No, Notre Dame
They
has its
could.
own sports network. They have their own TV contract with NBC,
Mhm.
stuff like that. That Notre Dame, you can make an argument, is the biggest brand in college sports across the
You're
world.
getting kind of
Like
you're
I
getting kind of
mean,
muffled there, Mose. Um,
well,
yeah,
but what I said is you can make an argument that Notre Dame is the biggest brand in college sports. I mean,
you
so
could.
you're just great business for
It
great business.
absolutely is, but it still doesn't mean I can't hate it. Like it
100%.
is great. It's
I mean,
great on the AV
I
stuff.
think it's crazy to me because I think they should all be in a conference of any kind if they're going to play into any type of bowl system. I'm sorry, I've said it. I think if you're going to go out on your own and march to the beat of your own drum, okay, good. Go find your own bowl game.
Well,
Go find your
you
own
know,
bowl matchup.
Miami used to be independent. A bunch of these schools used to be
They
independent.
used to be.
The
They're
re-
not now, so
well,
that's
no, but
irrelevant.
John, there's a reason why they're not now. The reason why they're not now is they joined the conferences for the TV money, for
Yeah,
Mhm.
Notre
the
Dame don't
money
need
in the
it.
contract. Notre Dame don't need that. Notre Dame has their own
It
contract
doesn't,
with just
it
them.
doesn't matter.
So
That's
these other teams joined conferences because they needed the TV money. That's the help their organizations to
We need,
help their school.
we need some Notre Dame fans in the chat. We need to get some people in here that are talking
Hey,
with us
I'm
about
a
this.
I'm a closet Notre Dame fan. I have no
I
problem with
knew
it.
you are. You've said
I
this
have
before.
no problem with it.
You remember
Go
going to that OU
Irish.
Notre Dame game or
Oh
going,
my
and
gosh.
those
Manti
helmets
Te'o.
were
Oh, ball,
beautiful.
beautiful.
Teo,
Beautiful.
yes, Manti on the tackle. Manti on the
Yeah,
tackle.
Manti Te'o
Manti Te'o.
tackle. Manti Te'o tackle.
yeah. He made so many
Golly.
tackles we didn't even see half of them.
He had
Wow.
23 of them, John. I
Wow.
think he had
Wow.
23 against us. It
Wow,
was
John.
unbelievable.
Wow. Wow. Now, yeah, well, I could spend all
We
day.
saw all the tackles just like we did his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's right. We could. I could sit there and talk about this all day about the Notre Dame, their clauses, and all that. But I'm going to move on because this was absolutely mind blowing to me, and I actually am shocked that it doesn't happen more often. I'll explain. But can you believe James Franklin hires back Brent Pry as the defensive coordinator?
So, great.
Hey,
So,
good for Franklin.
well, hold
Good
on.
for Franklin.
Sunday, go to my son's wrestling tournament. Let me show you. He's got a little bracket back there. A little 6-year-old won his wrestling tournament of the year. Okay, so then I get home. I'm taking my older boys to pitching lessons. Okay, I'm on the phone with Ben in the truck, and I'm just scrolling. We're talking stuff, and then my exact words like, "Are you s-ing me?" And Ben's like, "What?" And I said, Virginia Tech just hired the guy they fired to be their defense coordinator. Ben's like, "Oh yeah, I just saw that. I was going to tell you about that blah blah blah." And then he sent me the thing that he saw the Remember the Titans meme that I'm sure he's got on this or whatever. But this just my exact words that I told Ben. This just goes to show me how desperate Virginia Tech was to land James Franklin and how much pull James Franklin has over them that he said, "Yeah,
Man,
I'm gonna take your offer. We're gonna do this the right way. But hey, I'm hiring Brent Pry back, and you're gonna
Uh,
pay him. You're gonna pay him
put, put,
his money."
put yourself in Brent Pry's mind right now. Could you do it?
He loves James Franklin, and like he probably developed a love for Virginia Tech. I mean,
oh,
Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
sure.
it probably be a little, hey, I'm not the head coach anymore, but and that's not James Franklin's fault. That's
What were you
not
gonna,
those
what,
play.
what were you going to say, John?
You almost have to kick your pride out of the way. But the things that I read was James Franklin basically forced their hand and told them, "Hey, this is my defensive coordinator. This is who I want. We're hiring
Yeah.
this guy."
Yeah.
There
He-
was no conversations, no ifs, ands, buts about it. James Franklin forced them to rehire Brent Pry.
Brent Pry loves James Franklin. He was there
Yeah.
with him at Penn State. A lot of these players on this roster are Pry's players that he recruited. So yeah, the only issue would probably be between Brent Pry and the administration. So yeah, there's a lot of swallowing the pride on both of those
The
parts. But
In my opinion, the only one that you would have to get over the hurdle on in the situation is Brent Pry. Because
Mhm.
if he had built a really good relationship, a really good rapport with Virginia Tech, and he already knows James Franklin and works really well with James Franklin, then on their side of things, it's probably good. Like Virginia Tech is like, yeah, we'd love to keep Brent. He's a great guy, which probably is what happened. Okay. But it's Brent Pry that would have to sit there and go, move in my office. Okay, now we got this system. I got to do things this way. We've done it this way, but I can't mention that because James, you're the head guy. You know what you're doing. You've ran a successful program. It's him that would have to make the change to be able to make this work. But the
Mhm.
reason I say this is shocking that this hasn't happened more is simply because of that. Is because of these people that actually have good intentions, or are people who love a university so much that maybe it's not working out as them as the head coach, but if they could just go down a step and continue to stay there, that's why I'm shocked it doesn't happen more. But
you
it's
see
like
it
people.
more. You see it more in the NFL. Like a couple of years down the road, I think. Like I mean, Vance Joseph is the. I think he's the defense coordinator with the Broncos, and he was the head
Yeah,
coach there. Got fired,
Mhm.
but I. But you also don't see the guy that got you started in the business and helped you get hired because he made you his DC at Penn State. You also don't see a lot of the you going from your mentor to a job, you getting fired, and that job hires your mentor. You very rarely see that. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. It's that's just so interesting. And the meme you're talking about was this: Brent Pry being relieved of head coaching duties of a Virginia-based football team that wears maroon, only to stay on as defensive coordinator for the new head coach. Absolutely nailed it. I mean, it
what
just
one of the
nails it.
Yes,
it
one of
is
the best movies there
unbelievable.
is.
Thank
One
you,
of the
Kevin
best
Kelly.
sports movies ever. Yep.
So yeah, I just found that so stinking interesting. Now, you got any more on that topic at all?
No, I think it
It's
was a good
just
hire by Virginia Tech. Obviously,
I do too.
he's good at what he did.
Yeah. Now, this was also in a podcast. Ed Orgeron to the Bussin' Boys on the SEC paying players before the NIL. Now, it's a little bit tongue in cheek when he said it. However, he said, "Yeah, back then we used to walk through the back door with the cash, and now we just got to walk through the front door with the cash." uh, how there's truth to that, boys.
There's
oh, that's
100% truth to that.
absolutely true
I
to it.
mean, hey, listen, there
If
is,
you're a
and I
big time
said
if you're a big time program and
it.
you think that your program's skating by innocent and not doing it, you are so naive.
Hey, listen, I said this a while. I mean, just a few weeks back. How does a team now? Granted, they are Alabama. How do you have Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Joshua Jacobs? There was another running back on the roster at the same time, all on the same roster, and your third string running back is a first round draft pick in Josh Jacobs.
Well, but that a story that Ed Orgeron gives about recruiting Adrian Peterson.
Oh, I've watched
Oh,
this so
that.
many times.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
telling you, that
he he
cracked me
he
up.
was gonna go visit Adrian. Well, Bob Stoops and then went. Next thing you know, they ain't getting in to see Adrian
Yeah, they
Peterson.
couldn't
So
get in.
I'm an OU fan, and we never got caught no rule breaking. But you're going to tell me that there wasn't no favors changed
Oh,
there or
there
whatever?
was
Orgeron.
something exchanged there that kept anybody else out. But I thought it was
Yeah.
funny though because he said, "Yeah, if you could get it to where my dad could watch the games on TV, then I'll go to USC."
Orgeron tried to get him transferred to a California prison, and that is the
Yes.
funniest thing I've ever heard. It's so
They,
funny.
they said, "Did you have any luck?" Nope, not at all.
I didn't
Well,
even
no,
listen to me. They say you're
well,
crazy.
another good one. If you ever watched the 30 for 30s and the best that ever was, where the Texas recruiter that was recruiting Marcus Dupree said that the family, blah they wanted a new double wide, and he said, "Oh, you people show up." Next thing you know, they have a new double wide.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw the
Almost
Stuart Scott one just dropped.
did
Oh yeah,
so. And while we're on the subject and brought up Adrian Peterson, have you seen the video of his 13-year-old son on the football field?
Huge,
was that the one he beat?
huge.
He whooped him.
Gosh.
With,
Look at this gauntlet of a schedule Texas Tech has next year in 2026. I mean, Abilene Christian
Golly,
at
they had
Oregon State, Sam
there's a
Houston
loss
at
right
Baylor,
there.
at Cincinnati, at Colorado, at Oklahoma State, Arizona State, TCU, Houston, and West Virginia. Man,
Wow.
gauntlet.
not their fault. Big 12 steps.
It's pretty bad. You know what? You know what else I saw floating
was
around too,
Stillwater's
which I thought
about
was
to be
funny.
fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to win 3 games next year, John. I saw this floating around, and it said it took A&M leaving, Texas leaving, OU leaving for Texas Tech to finally win a Big 12 championship. The only problem I had with that was why'd they have to add A&M to that? They win it in 98. Like you could have left that whole out of the equation.
A&M won it in 98, which one of the best Big 12 championship games ever played. It was a great game. I mean,
You could have left them out of that whole tweet because they did not do anything when OU came.
You could almost left Texas out of that tweet too. Ugh.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Shopping.
Yeah,
there was one daddy of the Big 12, and that resided in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was we did have a pretty good
y'all
run.
got fined for that.
Oh,
Y'all got in trouble.
We don't get fined for that in the SEC, by the way.
No.
Anything else on your mind about college football right now?
That it's a joke. I think it's turned into a dadgum circus almost.
You're not going to watch it anymore?
Well, I didn't say that. I'm just talking. It's turned into a circus. I mean,
I think
all the money and the.
I think eventually, I think they're going to go to 16 teams, do that for a few years, but I think eventually it's going to end up being a 24-man bracket, 24-team bracket. I think eventually you are.
I think you stop there if you do go to 24. I think you stop there, but I think 16 is a good number.
Yeah. I think they'll go to 16. They'll sit and wait. 24 is a lot. It'd be fun. It'd be so fun.
Well, you eliminate some non-conference games.
Yeah.
And you just play
it's just
10 game regular season, and then you make the playoffs. You get them on.
It gets to the point to where you are now. Are you risking the health of these players? Because now they're not only just playing 14 games, they're playing up to 19 games. So that would be the thing. I mean, they're playing.
These guys should be practicing.
Welcome to the NFL. Welcome to the NFL.
Exactly.
They are getting paid now. They are getting paid.
Welcome to the NFL. Yep. The Crimea River. Is anybody feeling sorry for the Chiefs for how many games they've had to play the last 7 years? Not one person is. Who cares?
I am.
No,
I mean, I'm feeling it as a fan, but you know.
All right, well, boys, I think we're going to wrap this one up. I appreciate everybody in here with the comments and kind of checking us out and watching us. And I saw who is this right here? Who is that, John?
Jesus.
Oh crap. Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
But anyway, thank you, Roger, Alex, Lawrence, all you guys popping on here and giving us some commentary. T-Dog. Do you know who T-Dog is, John?
No, but I like T-Dog.
T-Dog, right?
Yeah.
T-Dog, he can pop on whenever he wants. Anyway, hey, crazy things happening there in college football, and hopefully we can continue to go live here weekly, maybe even a couple times weekly. That'd be fun. And check us out on all the platforms. We're there. There's our stuff right there on the screen. So, any last words?
Boomer Sooner.
Go Pokes. Next year, of course.
Yeah. All right, y'all.